Okay guys, get settled down so we can get started. So here we go. It says the rules of inequality. So by now, from learning inequalities around the 3rd and 4th grade, these are the rules you should be familiar with. These are the rules you should know. The first one, you may not know it by this name, but you know that it's true. It's called the Trichotomy Law. And what the Trichotomy Law is saying is that what we're saying for the Trichotomy Law is that if you have two real numbers, A and B, one of the three statements is true. Just grab one. It's true. A is less than B, A equals B, or A is greater than B. If anyone has, no matter what the two numbers are, there's always going to be a rule. So if I have this right here, these two numbers, what is their relationship?
The one on the right
is what?
Greater.
The one on the right is greater. When you're looking at numbers like this, the way you determine which is greater is by, what did this thing just do?
Wait, how is the right number greater?
How is the right number greater? Alright, let's look through it. Well, let's look at it, not through it. So, I have 1, 1, right? My tens places are the same. My ones places are the same. My tenths places are the same. My hundredths places are the same. But when I get to my thousands, what happens? It's a 7 and it's 5. Which value is greater?
The left one.
The 7.
Exactly.
That's like I said the one on the right.
You said the one on the right. That's
The one on the left. She knows what I meant. She knows what I meant.
I did not.
She know what I meant. She didn't make no sense.
She knows what I meant.
Okay, so this one is greater.
Oh, okay.
On the left.
The one on the left.
Left.
Sorry, guys.
Left.
Alright, when we look at B, what is the relationship? Is 5 minus 19 greater, less than?
Less than.
Is it not there?
Less than.
Sorry, maybe I need to zoom in. Okay, is 5 minus 19 less than, greater than, or equal to 5 minus 18? It is less than. Why is it less than?
Because it'll equal 14, and the other one's negative 13.
Okay. Okay, is 22 plus 7 greater than, less than, or equal to negative 6 squared plus 3?
Equal to.
It is equal to. 22 plus 17 is what?
39.
39. Negative 6 squared is?
36.
36 plus 3 is?
9.
39. So they are equal statements. Do we understand that?
Yes.
All right. The next rule you must understand is for adding and subtracting. When you are adding and subtracting real numbers, keyword is real numbers. We're going to talk about A, B, and C. We're just going to use these variables to describe real numbers. If A is already smaller than B, when I take a value such as C and I add it to both sides, the answers are still going to be the same.
Right.
The result is still going to be the same. If I take the same value and I subtract it from both sides, the result is still going to be the same. Okay? If A is greater than B and I add C to both sides, the value with A is still going to be greater than the value with B, right? The same concept with when you're subtracting. So what all of this is saying is when I look here and I have 3 plus 6, what is 3 plus 6?
9.
9.
And then
18.
And then I have,
18.
so I have 9 and 18. Is that still a true statement?
Yes.
Okay. What about if I have 14 minus 10?
4.
4. And
4 and negative 1.
I'm sorry? And I have negative 1, right?
negative 1. Yes, ma'am.
And is that still a true statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now when we talk about it as a sense as variables, this is saying, how can I maintain this truth? What would X have to be to keep this as a true statement?
Greater than 5. Greater than 4.
X would have to be what?
Greater than 4.
Greater than 4. Why would X have to be greater than 4?
Because 4, if you do 4 plus 8, that's 12. It has to be greater than 4, so it can be bigger than 12.
Exactly. I want this to be true, So therefore, if I put in 4, that makes it equal, right?
Yeah.
Well, I want to be greater, so the only way to make it greater is start to put numbers that are greater than 4 in. How can I maintain this as a true statement?
X has to be equal.
But what if X is
No,
negative
wait.
2?
Excuse me?
But what if X is negative 2?
Then that means that it's a false statement. Because if x is negative 2, I'm going to end up with 6. Is 6 greater than 12? No, I want to maintain this as a true statement. So x has to be greater than 4. I subtracted 8 from both sides, Noe. I got x by itself.
X is greater than 7.2. So X has to be less than 1.2?
So x has to be less than, there you go. It has to be less than,
7.2.
how would I get x by itself, Nick?
You add, oh, okay.
So really we can just do that.
I don't know what I was doing.
But that's why you can do that. This is the reason behind why this works. Alright, so now we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing.
You have another problem. Are you sure your song was Is that less than? Stop.
I'm sorry.
X is less than 7.2?
Because if x becomes greater than 7.2, my answers are going to be greater than 3. But I want my answers to be less than 3. Test it. Choose any number that's less than 7.2 and plug it in.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
You get it?
Isn't it already less than?
I see.
It's already
I
less
get
than
7.2.
No, this whole statement is less than 3. So what value of x would make this statement true? Any value that is greater than 7.2 will make this statement true. Because if I put 7.2 in, guys, 7.2 minus 4.2 is what? 3. So that makes it equal to. Well, do we have an equal to here? No. We want it to be greater than. Alright? Now we're going to go on to multiplying or dividing both sides of an inequality. When I am multiplying, keyword here, I am multiplying by a negative. When I am multiplying by a negative, I'm sorry. I do not know if so it would be in the file cabinet. That's where all your papers go. So I have a positive number. So if I want to multiply both sides or divide both sides by a positive number, will that change what my initial inequality is? No. It will not change what my initial inequality is. It will stay a true statement. Okay? So let's test the theory out. If I have 3 divided by 3, what do I get? 1. If I have 12 divided by 3, what do I get?
4.
Is this still a true statement?
Yes.
1 is less than 4. If I have 14 times 2, what do I get?
28.
If I have 19 times 2, what do I get? Is this still a true statement?
Yes.
And it's a negative 18. You are so right. So negative 18, still a true statement. So the concept here is when you are multiplying, in order to get what variable will keep this a true statement, what numbers will make this a true statement, instead of multiplying, I will do what? Divide. So,
You divide by 6 over 7.
and what do I get?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. So x has to be what than negative 2?
Greater than negative.
X would have to be greater than negative 2.
So the sign stays the same, like, it'll stay the same as in the problem?
Yes, because we haven't divided by anything, have we?
Oh, for real?
So you just bring the sign down?
Okay.
It's only when you divide by a...
I need some lotion.
Alright, so let's look at B. B, I am technically multiplying by 1/3, or I'm dividing by 3. So what's the opposite of dividing by 3?
Multiply by 3.
So what I do to one side, I have to do to the...
Other.
So x is what?
Less than 15.
X is less than 15.
I'm not a question, I'm just like,
What's your question?
no, I'm not, like, because I'll start thinking about too much.
Yeah, when we question,
start-
that's when we confuse.
Explaining something in and then, but I don't want to do that.
Okay. Alright, now we're going to go on to negative numbers. So now we're talking about multiplying and dividing by a negative number. So if we're multiplying or dividing by a negative number, it's going to cause my inequality to change. It's going to cause my inequality to change. So if I multiply by a negative c on both sides, it's going to cause my inequality to change. If I divide by a negative on both sides, it's going to cause my inequality to change. Let's see how that affects our numbers. So I have 3 divided by negative 3. What do I get?
-1.
I have 12 divided by negative 3. What do I get?
-4.
If I had not switched my signs, would this be a true statement?
No.
No, because negative 4 is not greater than negative 1. That is why you have to switch your inequalities. Do you see mathematically why they're switching?
Yes.
Okay, so if I have 14 divided by negative 2, what do I get?
-28.
They switched to make negative.
Okay, if I have negative 9 times negative 2, what happens?
It's 18.
What kind of 18?
Positive.
Positive 18, because a negative times a negative is a
Positive.
positive. If I had not switched my signs, would this be a true statement?
No.
No, it would not. So you see how negatives affect my inequality.
Yes.
Awesome. What's going to happen here?
You gotta divide by -6.
I'm going to divide by negative 6. Because I'm dividing by negative 6, what's going to happen?
Your
So
sign changes.
it's gonna be less than.
So
It's gonna be x is less than negative.
Positive.
Positive 2.
X is less than positive 2. What's going to happen here?
Yeah, multiply by negative. Multiply by -3.
And what do I happen?
X is greater than negative 18.
There we go. Do we see it?
Yes.
All right. That is your summary basics of inequalities. Last night on your homework, you should have worked problems like this. If you worked problems like this, you should have found them fairly easy. So step by step to solve this problem would be, I would,
Minus 15 from both sides.
so step 1 would subtract 15. And that puts me at 4x is what?
Greater than, less than or equal to -1.
Okay. I do not know how to make a less than or equal to symbol, so I'm going to write less than / equal to. Okay. Negative what?
-20.
Okay. So step 2 would be what?
Wait, negative 20?
Negative 15 minus 15 is negative 20. Now I'm going to do what?
Divide by
Divide
4.
by 4, and you get -5.
So I have now x is, again,
Less than or equal to -5.
x / equal to.
-5.
What again?
-5.
Can we do this?
Yes.
Is there any struggle here?
No.
No? Perfect. Over here. Step 1 would be what?
Subtract 3.
Subtract the
X's.
x's. Essentially, we're combining what?
Like terms.
Okay? So we're going to subtract 3x. And when I subtract 3x, what do I end up with?
2x.
2.
So I have 3 is
Greater
then.
than 2x plus 5.
Now what do I do?
Subtract the 5 from both sides. So then you get -2 greater than 2x.
So I have -2 is what?
Greater than 2x. And you divide by -2
Which switches your sign.
and switches your sign.
Why would I divide by -2?
You don't.
No, I mean you divide by +2, Mommy.
I just divide by
2.
No.
and
Wait.
That's
not
wrong.
right. That's not right.
Yeah, because you subtracted 5x.
oh, my lo
So
siento.
it's like
Well, I subtracted 5x. It's over. I subtracted 5. It's over here, guys.
-3.
3 minus 5,
3x minus negative 5.
3x plus
3 minus 5 is negative 2.
and this is a positive 2x.
No.
2x.
Look.
It's
wrong.
negative 1.
-2.
It's x is
X
less than
Don't
1.
have the x.
All it is. Look, Nick, look here, Nick. It's 3x plus 3
Either way, you get the same answer.
Minus 3x.
It's because she divided 5x minus 3x.
So that means she moved 5x when we moved 3x.
That's what she's been confused. And it gets negative 2x
Mm-hmm.
plus, negative 2x greater than negative 2. Just positive 2.
Or you just do 3 minus 3x minus 3x. It'd be 2x.
It's
So you're right either way. Like, you can do it a different way.
So there'll be 2 different answers, right?
no. It's one answer.
Either way, you get the same answer.
There's only one answer, guys.
But that would be negative. That'd be 1, right?
Negative 1 is greater than x. Either way you look at it, negative 1 is greater than x.
Plus 2.
I'm with David.
Are you recording?
Okay?
Hold on. Alright.
Can we do this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We have to be able to do this because now we're moving into word problems. We're moving into linear and linear inequality word problems. So we have to be able to do this. All right? So let's go on to our word problems for today. Please ignore the answers. There we go. All right, our first word problem here is talking about a flower garden. It tells me that this flower garden is what type of shape? Isosceles triangle. And what does isosceles triangle look like?
2 equal sides.
2 equal sides.
At least 2 equal sides, right? An isosceles triangle has to have at least 2 equal sides. So I'm going to have 2 equal sides. All right, it says each leg is 2 meters shorter than twice the base. So this is my base, and each one of my legs equals
2x minus 2. 2b minus 2.
B minus.
2b minus 2.
What?
Each leg equals 2b minus 2. Why? Each leg is 2 meters shorter than twice my base. If I'm following the word problem, so I'm going to use the variables of the word problem. If you would like to in your notes not to use the variables of the word problem, go for it. Knock your socks off. Okay?
Then you combine like times.
Alright. So I've now filled in I made myself a picture. So no longer is it really a word problem, just me solving a picture. So it tells me that the perimeter is 256. So P equals 256 meters. How do you find the perimeter of a triangle?
Add all the sides.
Add all the sides. So it would be S1 plus S2 plus S3. So 256 equals, well, what's one of my sides?
2b minus 2.
2b minus 2. What's my other side?
2b minus 2.
Can you just square that? Wait. Plus B.
You can double, not square. You can't square, you can double.
4B minus 4.
You can say 2b minus 2.
Wouldn't you just
Wait,
put a 2 and then put a 2B minus 2 in front?
Oh,
Yes.
okay, I got you. Big 2 in front.
Yes, you can either double or you can square. But I wrote it this way to follow the formula.
Okay.
That's all I did, guys.
What is 2B?
What is 2b?
Where did you get your fingers?
2b is right here because it says each leg is 2 meters shorter than twice the base. B stands for base. So twice the base means 2 times the base. The leg equals twice the base minus 2.
Okay, minus 2, where that come from?
Because it says 2 meters shorter.
Okay.
If I'm getting shorter, I am minusing something. I am taking away something.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Alright, so at this point, I can now combine like terms because do I need to distribute any type of negative?
No.
No. So I have 2b plus 2b plus 1b. 5b. I have negative 2.
5b. Oh. I'm tripping.
Negative 2 plus negative 2 is?
Negative 4.
What would I do to get b by itself?
You gotta
Add B.
add 4.
Add 4, I'm sorry.
So I'm going to add 4 to both sides.
460.
So I have 260
Equals 5b.
equals 5b. What's my last step?
Divide by 5.
When I divide by 5, I get what?
52.
So b equals
50.
52. So I know that my base is 52 meters, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what is my leg?
You plug in 52 feet.
So 2 times 52,
Is one.
I'm sorry, my board.
104.
Minus 2 is what?
102.
102 meters. So each one of my legs are, Heaven,
Yes.
sorry about your personal life, but we gotta work. 102 meters.
And then the first leg is 52 meters, right?
Yes. The base is 52, and the legs of my isosceles triangle are each 102 meters. Okay? Cool?
That's easy.
All right.
Don't.
Well, you shouldn't have been listening to the conversation because I have to go down.
Heaven was like distracting me really bad.
All right. Anton's Automobiles is having a promotional day to bring in new customers. They are roping off an outdoor area adjacent to the sales building for tables and snacks. The longer side of the roped off area is 5 feet shorter than 2.5 times the length of the smallest side. The third side is 16.5 feet longer than half the shortest side. If 111 feet and 6 inches of rope is used to enclose the area, what is the length of each side? How many sides do I have?
3.
3. So what kind of shape am I dealing with?
Triangle.
A triangle. So let's draw that triangle.
I was like, dang, this is so
We're going to take this problem and turn it into a picture, and therefore we just now work the problem. Okay, so we have to read what it says. Notice how all it talks about is the smallest side, the shortest side, okay? So the smallest side and the shortest side is going to be like our base in the previous problem. It's just going to be small.
The smaller side and the shorter side are the same side.
Yes, because small and short are synonyms when you're talking about length.
So is it a scaling triangle?
Are you done?
No, it's up into like he's gonna break me.
So you're gonna be on your
All right, so it's potentially a scaling triangle because all of the sides are different. So this is my small. Let's call this our long, and let's call this our medium. Okay, what do we know about our longer side?
It's
16.5.
Our longer side is 5 feet shorter than
so 2.5
2.5 times the
length of the smaller side.
of the smaller side. So I can write 2.5 times
Like
S minus 5. 2.5 times.
S minus 5. Good job, India.
Oh, S.
Okay, my medium side is what?
The third side is 6.5 feet longer, so 6 longer than half the shortest side.
So what happens to my shortest side?
Divide by 2.
And then
Plus 16.
Multiplied. Plus the 16.2.
so either it could be 1/2 times S or S divided by 2 plus 16.5. That is what the word said. Do we understand how we took the words and made a picture?
Yes.
What did you say at first?
Yeah.
Medium one. Did you just say 2 equations for that?
Medium?
Yeah, did you say 2 equations?
Yes, I said you either can write it as S divided by 2 or 1/2 times S. Because multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2. Huh? I haven't did anything yet. What would you like me to do? Okay. So it says that the rope that is enclosing it. Well, if it's enclosing it, what is it counting as? Our perimeter. Our perimeter equals 111.5 feet. Why did I write 0.5?
Because 6 inches is half a foot.
Thank you, India. 6 inches is half of a foot.
You are smart, girl.
All right. So I'm taking this. I'm going to figure out what is S for small side. So one side is S. What's my medium side?
2.5 S minus S.
My medium side?
No, it's
Oh.
S divided by 2 or yeah.
And what's my longest side?
Hey, slow down, slow down.
Did you say constipated?
Hey?
That's what you said.
You on YouTube.
Stop.
All right. So here we go. We have 111.5 equals S plus 1/2 S plus 16.5 plus 2.5 S minus 5. Is there any negative that I need to distribute?
No.
No. So at this point, I can ignore the parentheses and combine
Like term.
like terms. So I have 1S plus 1/2 of S plus 2.5 S.
So 4 S. Because you get 2.5 S and then 1/2 of S.
$1.50 plus 2.50 is
4.
Not a month.
okay. Next, I'm going to combine my numbers. 16.5 plus -5.
It's
11.5.
16.5 plus -5.
Oh,
What was it?
11.5.
Okay. I didn't hear from everybody. Some people seemed like they were hesitant and didn't believe it. Gotta say it with conviction, guys.
So they can subtract 11.5 from both sides.
So now I can subtract 11.5, and I'm left with 100 equals 4S.
Divided by 4 equals 25.
So S equals,
25.
so my shortest leg is 25 feet. My medium leg is,
So 2.5.
25 divided
4
by
feet.
2 plus 16.5.
what is that, ma'am?
Girl, you are smart. Look at you.
What?
Today she got it.
Why can I play?
So 25 divided by 2, which is 14.5, right?
12.5.
12.5 plus 16.5
29.
30.
38.
30.
16
plus 12.
57.5.
28, 29, 30. 29 feet.
Did I just not
What the
say that?
heck did I do?
Oh, yeah, it's 29.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 29.
Yeah. All right, my longest side.
57.5.
Yeah, he did that.
Notice how I'm labeling my units.
57.5 feet.
All right, question.
So basically, we're finding,
Rest of it is for homework, right?
we're finding,
Mm-mm.
Nah, we
we're
don't.
finding the length of each leg
Not Friday.
on every part.
So 2 trains are leaving.
I get it.
No, just on these. All right, our last problem probably for the day is number 3. 2 trains leave Santa Fe Station traveling opposite directions. So this is Santa Fe Station. This is train 1 going that direction. This is train 2 going that direction. Okay? Train 1 is going 64 kilometers per hour. This kilometers per hour is called a what? Hint. It was on your vocabulary list for the month.
Rate of change.
Rate of change. Look at India.
job,
On it
India.
today.
Ooh, kill.
Somebody looked over their notes.
Look what she's alert. She's alert today. Rate of change is another word for slope. So the equation for this train is 64 times x. Because slope is always with what variable? X. All right, so this train is going 64 miles per hour, and x represents our hours, right?
Yes.
All right, this train that's heading this direction, what is this rate of change?
72x.
72x. Okay? So we know that this equals y1 and this equals y2. We want to know when is their distance together, 600, well, their distance apart is 600 and how many kilometers?
12.
612 kilometers. So it's saying when is y1 plus y2 equals 612 kilometers.
So 64x plus 72x.
64x plus 72x
Equals 612.
612.
So 136x equals 612.
Why? It's 612.
Does it not say 612?
Oh.
What is it? 136x.
6x equals 612.
So how many hours would it take for these two trains to be that amount apart?
I don't know, calculator.
What would I do?
X divided by
1 by
136.
136, 4.5. What did you say?
Yeah.
So it would take how many hours?
4.5.
4.5 hours for these two trains.
That's easier than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was probably going to keep doing
It would take 4.5 hours for these two trains to be 612 kilometers
Are you gonna?
apart.
Oh, I was like,
Okay?
never mind.
I think we can sneak in an inequality.
No.
I think we can sneak in an inequality.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
There, tomorrow Saturday.